So we have to check from where I'll be taking that data right now. Data will be coming from the nice taxi DB con, right? I'm just dragging and dropping here. Whenever dragging and dropping, it is asking me which component you want to add. Obviously, I want to add TDB input MySQL. Repeat. I'm repeating this. What I'm doing manually, you can put TDB T MySQL input. That is one thing. And if in the beta data already you have created the connection, DB connection, you can drag and drop. So my input will be nice taxi DB, right? So I am taking the input here, right? And what I'm doing here, click OK. Because here we have to select which component I want to take it. I want to take it TDB input MySQL. Let me change the name here in the view. YOLO table. Now coming to basic setting, we have to select, see all the information is already there. So please check how to select the input. So table name, I'm selecting here, nice taxi DB YOLO trip. It is coming there. So in the guest query, one minute. It is some dependency jar. Sometimes it requires automatically it will be taken from the repository. OK, nothing to be done here. So what I'm doing here in the query type, I am in the double quotes. I'm just typing select star from YOLO trip. Just typing. OK. Now click on a guest schema. You check. It is showing the schema which is coming from the table. Which is coming from the table. OK. So only the thing is a date time. So you can click it here. We have to modify it. Control space. Select the proper date time pattern. Here also control space date time pattern. This one. And one more important thing is there. You can check it. For the float, we have to take the precision. So here I'm taking 2. For integer, it's fine. For float here 2. All are float. Integer are fine. So yes. Now you can click on edit schema. You can check it. So far. Now we are done. we need to do what? T filter row. T filter row. Connecting this one with this. Then we need what? Destination, right? So the my output, my output record will be ingested to nice taxi DW database. Just dragging and dropping here. And this time it will be TDB output. Let me change the name. Here change will be YOLO trip base table. Coming to basic settings. So I have to give this one. So let's add it. Right click, row, filter here. So let us add the condition in the filter. What is that? Passenger count not equals to 0. Trip distance not equals to 0. Fare amount not equals to 0. So it will be and, right? Total amount. Total amount. Total amount not equals to 0. So 4 condition we have added here. Right? And we need to add this one also. Which one? The pickup drop date time and drop off date time must not be same. So click on the use advanced. So what we'll do? I have already written there. Here, this one. So I'm copying this and pasting it here. So let me check whether the pickup date time field name is same or not. Pickup, it's okay. So my condition is now, I have inserted, I have entered all these conditions. Coming back to YOLO trip base. Sync columns. You can check edit schema. We are getting all as it is. Okay. So just to verify, click on OK. And then what we can do, the table name. Table name will be this. So what we can do, we can create the table because the field name we are keeping the same. What we can do, in this case, create or drop table if exist and create, we can insert it, right? But another thing is you can manually create the table. You can manually create the table and then you can insert the record. But what I'm doing here, I'm just drop table if exist and create. Okay. And already, I hope schema is already there. Fine. So let us check. Save it. Run it. So we had 60,000 record over there. Yes. So from the 60,000 records, we are getting which one? We are getting 58,523 records. Okay, what we can do just to show you, let's do design, right click, make it clear, right click, row, reject. Oh, file, wait, input delimited. Sorry, file output delimited here. And we can store the file. Let us select. Oh, here, view, YOLO, trip, rejected. Now, coming back to basic settings, the built-in, what we'll do, let's put the data, talent data set, nice taxi, YOLO trip, lab output. Rejected. It will be append mode, yes, include header, then sync columns, edit, color fine, field separator, make it comma. That is fine. Now, if you save it and if you run it, yes, you can check, here, 1,477 records are there in the rejected and others in the table. You can check anytime. So we can refresh it. We are getting YOLO trip base. Right click, select rows. All are there. And you can count it. So you are getting this record. So now all the records we have in the DW tables, right? DW database actually, nice taxi DW. We have payment types, red codes, taxi zone, yellow trip base, green trip base. Now you can check the rejected record from here. So yellow trip rejected. These are the rejected records we're getting. And it is also showing you, please check error message. Error showing, it is error message. And the interestingly, you can observe it is showing for what reason actually it is rejected actually. You check. Right? So in your case, actually, what happened? Suppose you want to put the rejected record in a database. So you have to do one extra column, please. You have to create an extra column so that this error message you can store. Otherwise, you can use this CSV file to store the rejected record, just to make a track how many records have been rejected. So can you follow it? Hello, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so all ingestion is done. I mean, the records are all in table in proper format and it is filtered data. Now the time for doing some analysis. Doing some analysis. Coming back. FHB trip data not required for the time being. I have kept it and I am, kept it in the document for your practice purpose. Whatever data set we have ingested, that is sufficient for, doing the further analysis. But if you have some time or, you want to really practice it, you can check these two data set also. This example is showing how to insert the FHB trip data and FHB base data. Okay. Now we'll do some analysis. So first of all, what analysis we'll do? We have the YOLO trip data stored in the database, YOLO trip base. So the first query will be find total number of vendors running with YOLO taxi. Total number of vendors, right? The unique vendor ID, total count, total number of vendors running with YOLO taxi. So how to design it? Let us show. That is my query. Find total number of vendors running with YOLO taxi. So let me create a new job. Giving the name YOLO trip data analysis. Finish. So first we need what? We need input of the records. So input records in my DW table. Dragging and dropping here. And it will be TDB input. So I'm giving the name. YOLO trip DW. Coming to basic setting. So here the table will be YOLO trip base. Let me change the name here also, YOLO trip base. So what I am typing here, select star from YOLO trip base. After writing this, you have to click on get schema. Just to verify we are getting the proper schema or not. Okay. Now what we want to do? We have to select the vendor ID only. So we need a T filter column because here I want to select some column only. Okay, so let's do something. T a unique row. T unique row means uniquely we have to select which one? We have to select the vendor ID, right? Unique record. Then we have to you have to use T aggregate row. So in that case, we need to have filter columns also. Just let me show you. I missed one step here. I'll correct it. T filter column. Here. So I want to count number of unique vendor, right? Number of account of vendors in the YOLO trip data. So we need to find out, we need to select only the vendor ID column. Not all columns are required. What I'll do, so T, just like T filter row, we have T filter column, T filter columns. Okay. After T filter columns, so let's add it. Now, if you double click on the T filter column, sync column, now come to edit schema. So in the edit schema, what I want to do, I want to keep only the vendor ID. So I'm selecting all these things in the output and deleting. Only I'll keep the vendor ID. Because in the big data scenario, it's not required to keep all these fields unnecessary. It will increase the load. Only I'll put the vendor ID. Okay. Sorry here. Okay. So let us double click on here. Click on edit schema. It is showing some warning here. So you have to check the date pattern. So let's click on edit schema. Coming back here, control space, this one. Yes. Now the warning gone. Coming back to here, edit schema, the vendor ID is okay. Now you see, as you know, if you want to count in SQL statement, what we'll do? Select count unique field ID, right? Column name. We use unique. So that feature can be obtained here by T unique row, right? And here, right click, row, main, unique row. And T unique row, if you check the sync column edit schema, unique key will be there. And you select as key attribute here. Okay. It will be T unique row to uniquely identify each column value. After that, what we will do? T aggregate. We have to aggregate it. Right click, row, Unix. It will be coming Unix here. And double click on the aggregate. So group by what? Sync column. Group by vendor ID. And then operation will be what? So no, group by will not be there. We'll be just doing count on vendor ID, not group by. Will not do the group by. Just will be doing the count of vendor ID because I want to count number of vendor and then T log row. T log row. Right click, row, main here. Table. So what we have done, we are taking the database input table. We are taking all the columns will be coming here. T filter row, we are filtering the column. Sorry, T filter column, we are filtering the column only. So we are taking only the vendor ID. And we know multiple vendor ID will be coming here. T unique row as a key attribute, we have to uniquely find the what are the unique values there. Then we are in the aggregate row. we have to just count and then we want to print it. Let me show you the output. Yeah, 3 you are getting. So there are 3 unique value. I think 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4 is there. Okay, you see, this is the way how we can do it. And if you want to cross verify whether really it's now 3 vendor ID, unique vendor ID is not is there or not, what we can do in the place of this clear, I'm just disconnecting this, deactivate current subjob. You can add T log row here and right click row Unix here. Save it, run it. So unique vendor IDs 1, 2 and 4. That's why total count is 3. It's fine. Can you follow it?
Yes.
So sorry, it's okay. So what we have done here, we want to count the unique value. You may have millions or billions of records, but we want to count the total unique value of a particular field. And this may be the data flow for this job design. So here we have introduced what are the component T filter columns, T unique row, T aggregate row. For aggregation, we have to use T aggregate row. So 1 minute. I think I have missed something in the design. Give me 1 sec. I want to this in the proper. It will be like this one. Okay, so we have done it. By getting 3. Now next example we have total trip time in seconds for each vendor. Total trip time in seconds for each vendor. Now here we have to do some mathematical calculation again. But the thing is what we need to do, we need to find out the trip time. How to get the trip time? So it will be drop off date time minus pick up date time. Right? This way we can calculate the amount in seconds for travel time. So we can find out the travel time in seconds by doing this calculation. Drop off dead time minus pick up dead time. Okay. And I want to aggregate. I mean, I want to get the summation of the total trip time for each vendor. So for this calculation, we need to create an expression, and that can be done by T-map. And please here, please remember T-map is one of the major component and very important component in Talend. And you can do anything using the T-map actually. Whatever the complex, complex calculation, aggregation, permutation, combination, joining, everything you can do T-map component. T-map is one of the most important component in the Talend. Right, you can do the we can do the expression calculation, we can do the all the mathematical calculation, we can do the joining, right, we can do the branching of the output, we can calculate any amount, we can do the average, everything, any complex scenario, any complex data flow if you want to create. Tmap is one of the most important and flexible component. It allow you to do lots of things. Okay, now we are going to introduce with the T-map, and you will be creating some more complex data flow design using the T-map. But for the time being, we'll be creating one simple one. What is that? It is total trip time in second for each vendor. Just observe it and check it. Okay, coming back here. So in the same job, I want to design it. Let me show you. Right click, deactivate. Let's do one thing. Let me take this component here. Right click, deactivate whole subjob. Okay, now Tmap component. Tmap. So I'm giving Tmap here. Now here, double click, right click, row main, adding with the Tmap. And I'm giving a separate name of this flow. This is required. Okay, I'm giving YOLO underscore input. Now double click on Tmap. Yes, you will be getting this one. Okay. Now, see what we need to do. We need to count the total travel time, right? Trip time for each vendor. Total trip time in second for each vendor. Okay. So in this case, I have to create the output first, right hand side output. Trip time vendor out. Okay. So what we'll be adding here, I am dragging the YOLO, this one, vendor ID here, just dropping it here, vendor ID. And I am dropping T drop of pickup date time, T drop of date time. And we need to do the calculation, right, of this. So we need to create a variable. You please check here. Please observe the design T map first. First is left hand side is giving you the input. Left hand side, it's giving you all the input which will be coming to T map. You may have multiple inputs also. Right hand, extreme right hand side, it will give you the output. So you can create multiple output also. Middle, it will be giving you, allow you to create some variables using expression. And you can check the lower here. In the left hand side lower value, it will be giving you that input schema. And right hand side lower value, it will be giving you output schema. And you can see the expression addition if some expression has created. Now I am going to create expression here. So what you need to know, I want to add one variable. So I am clicking on plus, right? And plus, in this case, I am giving where trip time in second. Trip time in second. Obviously, it should be, integer type. And what will be the expression? It will be what? T-pep drop-off time, date time minus T-pep pickup date time. Clicking on this here. So you'll be getting expression button. Click on that. Maximize the window. No need to type anything, just you check. What need to that? I need to add some library function. So you can check, select the talent date category here in the lower categories, talent date. And here we want to get the date diff date. Yes, this one. Diff date, 3 argument. First argument, date 1 minus date 2, and what type of what type of calculation you want on which parameter, which segment of the date. Okay, so I'm selecting this one. It is there. By default, it is showing I'm making it small ss for second. SS. Now, in the first date, what will be there? See, in this one, I'm getting the list of my all field name. The first field will be T drop off date time. Double click on that, it is there. Okay, it is there. Second date, what will be there? T pickup date time. It is there. And what difference I want? Second. Click on OK. Okay, let me check my Word document whether I am doing okay or not. Yes, this one. Okay, coming back, click OK. Now it is showing here. If you come back to expression edition, expression editor, it will show you this calculation. I mean, whatever the expression you have put it there. Now I want to put this variable, right? Coming back to schema editor, I want to add this variable here. Yeah. Expression is this, but the column name, I want to just change it. This column name. What to change? Coming back to right hand side lower end. This is your output column name. I don't want to add where word. Tip time in second. That's it. Apply. OK. So now I have designed it. Now suppose just to test it. Obviously T log row we have, right? Right click, row. So please check here. Whatever output I have created, as per the output, I'll be getting the number of output here. So I have so far created only one output. If you double click on that, we have created only one output, this output, right? Show, right click, row output name here. Just check the tabular view and save it. Let's run it. Check it. Error. Long to int. Okay. So here you need to check it. Cannot convert from long to int. Where is long, by the way? Let me check.
So when you do the difference, it is coming some minus values. So that's why it is coming. We have to change data type as long.
Here.
Yes, yes.
Check it. No.
So the target also you need to change. Double click the T map. Double click the T map. So there is output, right?
Yes,
Output
yes,
also.
yes.
Yes.
Long.
Now click OK.
Yes, we are getting all this record here in second. In second we are getting, but this is not our expected. We need to aggregate it, right? So let me show you how to aggregate again. Okay, thanks, Venkat. So here, what I'll do, T aggregate row. So obviously you will connect it here. Here. So group by. So it will be sync column and group by what will be there? Vendor ID. And in output operations, it will be trip time in second, and it will be sum. So input column is this, output column name. I think here you have to do some filter to 1 minute. So what we can do here, create columns. Okay, and it will be trip time in second input column. Position is this, and output column you can give total function. Okay, so what we can do, edit in the output column, we can change the name total trip time in second, total in second. Yeah. So some input column is trip time in second, output column is named this, and we will be doing this. Now here T log row. So row main here. Save it. Let's run it. Okay. Tabular type is table and clear. So this is the output you are getting. This one. Vendor ID and total trip time in second. We are getting this total trip time. Okay. Now suppose I want to extend this one. I want to take another output. Total trip time in second per vendor per month. Another goodbye. Per vendor per month. Okay. So let me show you this one. Okay. So we'll do modification. We'll do create another output. Coming back. Clearing this. So first question, can you follow this tmap? First flavor of the tmap actually, first time you are saying. You will be handling lots of times the tmap is one of the most important and complex. I mean, if you want to design more complex design, job design, you have to use the tmap. The first design, can you follow it? Any ask, any question? Okay, so we'll design another one, another output, trip time for vendor per month. So what we'll do, I'm creating another output. Just click on the plus and here time vendor month. Understood out. Okay. Now here I to join this video will be telling that we have to get the month only, month name in the string. Click on month of travel. Now here it will be string. Now what expression? Suppose I want to get this one, the pickup date time. That date time I want to take for month of travel. So clicking on that. So under talent date, here we have the format date. Value of the format, I think format date is there. If I'm not wrong, yes, format date we have to use. Format date, not UTC, this one. Format date. Okay, now the pattern will be the first argument will be 3M, capital M, to get the string value of the month name. And the format date here, let's take it with basis of pickup date time. This one. Okay, so I'm taking this month and the YOLO trip input, this pickup date time month. Okay, and then I want to add this variable here. This will be another field, and then the trip time in second. This one. Okay, but the column name of this I want to change it. What will be the column name? Month of the travel. I want to remove the where from the schema, and also I'm to remove this where for trip time in second. It is done. Okay. Now, as soon as I have created two outputs, so now another output. See, one output already I have aggregated on T aggregate row, correct? And another output will be coming from here. You see, it is available. Trip vendor month out. So what I am doing here, again T aggregate row, and I am taking this input. So I'm changing the name here, view. Vendor. And here I'm changing it, aggregate row, configuring it, sync columns. We have 3 columns right now. Now group by, it will be done on 2 fields. First is on vendor, then on month of travel. And for this, for aggregation operations, it will be trip time in second. Function will be this one, sum. Ignore null value. So I want to change the output column name. What I'll do? Go to edit schema. Let me write here total trip time in second. Trip time in second. So now, yeah, so we are doing the group by on 2 fields, vendor ID and month of the travel. And then we are doing the summation operations on total trip time in second. Now we are done. So we'll be adding another T log row. Here table view will be all trip time under month. Okay, now let's add it. So we have done it. Save it. Run this job. Check this output. Okay. It is sorted on this one. So it is, created. So for vendor ID, month of the travel, here it has created this group by. Now suppose I want to check, maximum travel each month. What is the maximum travel time in each month and who is the vendor in which month? So I want to sort this output on total trip time. I want to sort. Okay, I want to sort on this field. So how to do that? So before this, I'm removing it and we'll use T dot row. Right click, row, main, T sort row. Double click on T sort row, sync columns, criteria. So I want to sort on total trip time in second. Right? Then I want to display it. Save it, then run it. Yes, it is giving the sorted output. This one. Can you follow it? Any question? Any ask? Hello, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, before lunch, one more example. So this example actually, it will help you to understand how to create branching, output branching. Okay, depending on the condition. and I mean generate different output files on the basis of the condition.